22:38, John 6:37, 10:15:16, 17-9, Rom. 5:10:39, John 17-6, If. 1-9, 1 John 5:20-40, Rom. 8-9, 14:41, Ps. 110-1, 1 Cor. 15:25, 26:42, John 3-8, If. 1-8. Paragraph 9. This office of mediator between God and man is proper only to Christ, who is the prophet, priest, and king of the Church of God, and may not be either in whole, or any part thereof, transferred from him to any other. 43:43, Tim. 2-5, paragraph 10. This number in order of officers is necessary, for in respect of our ignorance, we stand in need of his prophetical office, 44, and in respect of our alienation from God, and imperfection of the best of our services, we need his priestly office to reconcile us and present us acceptable unto God, 45, and in respect to our averseness and utter inability to return to God, and for our rescue and security from our spiritual adversaries, we need his kingly office to convince, subdue, draw, uphold, deliver, and preserve us to his heavenly kingdom. 46:44, John 1:18-45, Col. 1:21, Gal. 5:17-46, John 16-8, Ps. 110-3, Luke 1:74,75.
What sort of mediator and deliverer then must we seek for? What is a mediator? Somebody helping in disputes. Somebody who works with both sides in a dispute in an attempt to help them to reach an agreement. A substance acting as a medium, a substance that acts as a medium in transferring something from one place to another in the body. For one who is very man and perfectly righteous and yet more powerful than all creatures, that is, one who is also very God. Colossians or 1 Corinthians 15:21, for since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. Jeremiah 33:16, in those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely, and this is the name wherewith she shall be saved, the Lord our righteousness. Isaiah 53:9. And he made his grave with the wicked, with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. 2 Corinthians 5:21, for he hath made him to be sin for us, who knew no sin, that we might be the righteousness of God in him. Hebrews 7:26, for such high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separated from sinners, and made higher than the heavens. Hebrews 7:16, who is made not after the law of carnal commandments, but after the power of an endless life. Isaiah 7:14, therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, translated God with us. Isaiah 9:6, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Romans 8:5, whose are the fathers, and whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came, who is over all, God blessed forever. Amen. Jeremiah 23:5. Behold, the day come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, a king shall reign, prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Jeremiah 23:6, in his day Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Luke 11:22, but when a stronger and he, a strong man armed, shall come upon him and overcome him, he taketh from him all his armor wherein he trusted, and divide his spoils. Why must he be very man and also perfectly righteous? Because the justice of God requires that the same human nature which had sinned should be likewise make satisfaction for sin, and one who is himself a sinner cannot satisfy others. Ezekiel 18:4, behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of Son is mine. The soul that sinneth shall die. All souls belong to God. Ezekiel 18:20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wicked of the wicked shall be upon him. Romans 5:12. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. Romans 5:15. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense one made many be dead, much more the grace of God and the gift, much more the grace of God and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Jesus Christ, has abounded unto many. Romans 5:18. Therefore, as by the offense one judgment came upon all men to condemn, even so by the righteousness of one the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. 1 Corinthians 15:21. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. Hebrews 2:14. For as much then as the child are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is, the devil. Hebrews 2:15. And delivered them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Hebrews 2:16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. 1 Peter 3:18. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. Isaiah 53:3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Isaiah 53:4. Surely he had bore our griefs, carried our sorrows, yet we did not esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. Isaiah 53:5. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities, and the chastisement of peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Isaiah 53:10. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him, to have put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul and offer